Having a drone is a very useful tool when it comes to landscape photography, and that is made very evident by the scene behind me here. So we're driving along this mountain road, and all the way along it is surrounded by trees. The view is totally obstructed, and that is incredibly common when it comes to landscape photography. No one's cutting down trees so photographers can have better views. I'm looking at this scene and I see that this is beautiful, but over there is stunning. How do I view that with a tripod and a camera while standing here? I can't. There's nothing I can do except get out there. If I can get out there and turn around, I'm going to get a view that no one else here is going to be able to capture. And that's really special. And for that, you kind of need to have a drone. I'm not saying it's an essential tool. You can do fantastic landscape photography without it, and I certainly don't rely on it, but it does allow me to get some pretty special shots. There are limitations with drones. For example, I'm using a DJI Mavic here, and it has a fixed aperture of f2.8. That's obviously not what I'm ideally looking for with landscape photography. It's very wide and it's not going to give me the kind of sharpness and depth that I'm looking for. However, as technology is progressing, they are getting much better. There's new DJI Mavics now that have got different lenses and they've got different sensor sizes, and they're getting better and better. So just keep your eye out, because they are getting better and they're becoming serious tools for landscape photographers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this drone, I'm going to fly it out there to the middle, and then I'm probably going to turn and face the sun. The camera on the drone doesn't do a great job staring into the sun, so you might want to do this closer to sunset. We're about an hour and a half away from sunset still, so it's still quite bright in the sky. But I'm hoping I'll get some shots that I would otherwise not be able to capture. I'm not going to go into how to fly a drone, because that's a whole course in itself. I will say a couple of things though, is make sure that when you take off, you check the propellers are on properly, you've got a clear ground to take off from, and there's no trees above you, because you're going to go straight up, and if you don't check, you're going to hit the branches and crash the drone. So I'm going to pick up my controller now. I just enter the DJI app so I can see for myself exactly what my drone is seeing. So right here on the ground, a little bit too much in the way, so I'm going to move it over here where it's nice and flat, and I'm just going to go back and stand by the edge of the car, stay away from it. I'm going to record this as a video so I can show you what I'm capturing as I take off. Doing a little bit of grass trimming there. So coming out here, you can see a nice scene. Oh, obviously we've got avoidance. But if I turn to the left here, and let's focus. And I'm going to use a high horizon placement. And the lighting is not great because of the sun, and it's not a great camera. I'm also having trouble seeing the screen, so I'm actually going to turn my back to the sun so it's in the shade. I'll stop recording the video there, and I'm going to switch to camera mode now. And I am actually shooting in RAW, which is great, because it's not, you know, a few years ago you would not be able to shoot in RAW on a drone, let alone 4K video. I'm going to do my best to avoid all lens flare. So if you go side on to the sun, oof, that's a nasty lens flare. See, I'll show you a photo now. I want to try and avoid that, so I'm going to look directly at the sun, or I'm going to turn around and have the sun behind me, like so. And depending on what time of day it is and whether there's clouds in the sky and whatnot, you will get totally different results. But I'm just going to go a little bit deeper into this valley, and maybe slightly lower too, and I'm just going to see if I can capture some pretty awesome pics. Cool, now I'm going to bring it home. Wow, you can start to see some really beautiful scenes. In fact, I'm going to stop there quickly and take another photo. I'm going to pan up. There we have some drone photography. It allows you to capture some scenes that you ordinarily would not be able to see more of. It's a great tool to have in your photography arsenal, and to be honest, they're not that expensive. This cost me about $1,000, which, when you compare that to the cost of a lens, I have lenses all of my lenses start at $1,000. So to be able to have a whole entire camera and a toy and a drone all in one that shoots 4K and in RAW, like, forget about it. This is a really great tool to have, and it packs up really small, so you can take it with you on airplanes, anywhere you go. Definitely recommended. Thanks for watching.